And we are here at the Drury University for the boys national semifinal between the San Antonio Patriots and the DasCHE Spartans. Paul Gilmore with the pleasure of being joined by Scott Staten and Jeremy Caldwell, bringing you the action as the Patriots win the tip, and they are the first on the board as the shot goes in for Micah Kidney. He starts the scoring for the Patriots.
Good start for the Patriots. Kidney's had a really good tournament. He averages 12 and 7, but in this tournament he has been a crucial cog in their machine. Some big plays last night to pull out that victory over the Northside Lions. And
speaking of big cogs, Caleb Jackson is the all-regional player for the DasCHE Spartans, and he's a high flyer. He can really get up there with the best of them. As a matter of fact, you're going to see him in the dunk contest finals tomorrow night as he secured his spot along with Robert Dawkins from MHEA, who's going to be featured in our next game. And he's a real player. I had the call with him yesterday, and he was able to knock down big-time shots for DasCHE as they secured that victory.
Yeah, this is a rematch of the Big South Regional third-place game, and it went to overtime. So we interesting how this turns out. DasCHE ended up winning that game.
Kidney again. Well, look at that.
Yeah, Micah Kidney has come to play as he's got the first 2 baskets for San Antonio, and that's a quick 4-0 lead for them. Meanwhile, Devon Smith, he's going to be whistled for the traveling violation. He does such a great job of getting down low into the paint and then using that body control to get some tough baskets on the interior. Granted, San Antonio's got a lot of height, the Babcock brothers, as well as Micah Kidney, so we'll see how DasCHE chooses to attack that.
Not a good start for the Spartans. Missed both free throws and a turnover. You do not want to dig a hole. We just saw that in the last girls' Final Four game. Slow start from San Marcos really came back to bite them.
That was a Babcock brother to brother. Garrett unable to knock that mid-range down.
Tristan Clark, nice feed on the inside, and that's good for Jaden Como. And he gets the Spartans on the board.
Pretty ball movement there to find a wide open Como for the shot.
Sansano, nice feed inside for Babcock, but last touch by Hedquist. And Sansano will do that. He's really quick and shifty on the handle, and he sees the floor really well. So he'll get to his spots, and he'll have some nice drop-offs to his teammates and that interior passing.
Yeah, he dribbles so low to the ground, it's tough to knock it away from him.
Three-pointer on the way from shot, no good. Long rebound out to Sansano.
You knew he was going to chase that down. He's got a motor like nobody.
Yeah, you might want to be careful, Scott. There a couple games ago, he'd come diving over the scores table wherever you are.
I saw that on the video, and I realized I could have died right there if I had been here. So that was one time I was glad I left early. Next night I was not, because I missed that shot at the buzzer.
I mean, if you've got to go, in a basketball gym's not a bad way.
That's true.
Would have been your last nationals.
Definitely would have been, unless I came back to haunt you.
Hedquist, Como for 3. Yes, nothing but net for Jaden Como. He's got all 5 points, and DasCHE takes their first lead of the game.
It's basically Como against Kidney, 5-4. Patriots are really battle-tested, though. They're going to be comfortable in a close game. Both of their games the last 2 days have been either 4 or 6 points.
That ball knocked away, but into the hands of Kidney. And in the battle of Kidney versus Como, Kidney now leads 6-5.
Wow, Kidney is just taking this game and not letting anybody wrestle it away from him.
And on that last possession, you could see Sansano getting down into the grill of these DasCHE Spartan guards. That time he kicked it out, but he's going to have a lot of steals before this game is all said and done.
Good hesitation move there by Caleb Jackson.
Jackson, what a huge game last night. He was almost unstoppable for a period there.
Kidney down low looking for shot. That ball is read by Hedquist. 2-on-2 the other way. Caleb Jackson lays it up and in.
Whoa, you could tell when he was 3 steps out that he was going to go up and either dunk that thing or just force it through. He was determined.
He wound up like he was going to hammer it down.
Yeah, when he caught it on the timeline, you seen him look at the goal. You knew where he was going.
Yep.
Sansano surveying, working against this 2-3 defense. On the inside, Baseline jumper, Garrett Babcock, yes.
Well, welcome to the game, Babcock.
Yeah, that's a great shot, too.
Caleb Jackson not afraid to shoot those kind of shots. Ripped away by Como. Out to Hedquist for three. No good. Devon Smith gets in there, and it was last touched by him.
Well, you don't see Sensano lose 50-50 balls very much at all, but that time, that was a man move in there.
Substitution for DasCHE as Cade Walker checks in, the junior, and he's going to match up full court with Bo Schott.
Yeah, you've seen that shot by Carson Hedquist. That was a deep three, but Carson hasn't seen many shots that he doesn't like, and he can hit those if he steps out. So if you're San Antonio, you don't want to let him get hot on those threes.
Now Jonathan Babcock back out to Kidney for three. No good.
That might be his first miss.
It was a good-looking shot, too. Clark, baseline drive. Up top, Walker. And then Como puts it in.
That was a nice drive. Como single-handedly keeping his team in this one. All 8 points.
Caleb Jackson has 2 of those points, but he does have 7.
Oh, yep, I didn't have that one, my bad. I was so amazed by the way he flew in there.
That's a turnover by San Antonio, which you don't see many of those by either of these teams because they play such fast, up-tempo. They move the ball so well and take quick shots. You don't see a lot of turnovers.
2 very well-coached teams that seem to know their plan of attack.
And that three, no hesitation by Tristan Clark as he drops it in. And that extends the lead 12-8.
Spartans came out swinging.
Babcock, that time on the second attempt, he puts it up and he's going to be fouled, going to the line shooting 2. That foul was called on Carson Hedquist, and that's the first foul of the game for the Spartans.
Babcock in both of their, in the semifinal and then the 7-8 gold ball win, he's really been a presence. He doesn't like, when he came in, like his stats were only like 6 points and 2 blocks. But I mean, in this tournament, he's playing like an All-American. He is not just putting points in as he hits the free throw, but he has been like, he has caused so many adjustments on shots that he's really been a good presence for them inside and giving them some height that helps them against some of these teams that bring in a lot of players with length.
Yeah, he does make a lot of offensive players adjust their shots and change their shooting form, which causes a lot of misses by the opponents.
Second free throw no good from Babcock. Quickly back the other way. Hedquist for 3. No good. Off the back iron, off the top of the backboard. Rebound pulled down by Kidney.
Yeah,
Babcock was up ahead on the breakaway, but
didn't see him. That would have been a tough pass because coming back was Hedquist to try to keep him from getting behind.
And Sensano had a good look underneath for Babcock, but unfortunately got a little bit too deep under the basket. So it'll be a turnover heading the other way. And Jeremy, you mentioned it earlier, you're not going to find a lot of turnovers or bad possessions from the Patriots. So I'm a little surprised that they've got 2 or 3 turnovers thus far in the first quarter.
Yeah, Sensano does a really good job of controlling the pace of the offense. He does a really good job of controlling the ball. He doesn't take too many bad shots. Always finds open teammates. Somehow he finds them open when they don't even think they're open themselves.
Hedquist. Down low, in the post, Como. Tough pass could not be corralled by Hedquist.
Yeah, that was an unforced error there.
And probably better that he didn't save that, because had it been saved, there was 2 Patriots waiting to break the other way.
Yes, there were, and that would have been an easy 2 points.
Yeah, both guards for San Antonio, Sensano and Schott, both of them have really good ball handling skills, very smart with the ball. And it's a reason why San Antonio Patriots are here in this Final Four playing for a chance to play for the undisputed.
Schott steals the pass going the other way. Babcock, he'll fire up those threes, and that one is good. We've seen that from Babcock this week, that was in the three-point shooting contest on Sunday. He'll be in the dunk contest tomorrow, so a very versatile big for San Antonio.
Makes his mark inside, but he, like you said, can step out and hit that jumper.
And Hedquist with the deep three, no good. The rebound was by O'Grady before Sansano picks up his first foul.
Sansano's going to get some fouls like that because he just is always going 100 miles an hour, and that time he saw the ball in the air and just shot as fast as he could to it, and unfortunately in his way was one of the other players.
Yeah, another thing that San Antonio does really well is he's got 10 guys on his team, and he plays all 10 of them, but he never flubs 5 for 5, so he does a good job of playing with each other.
Excellent pass from Hedquist as he gets it into Bobby Davis, who just checked in.
Yeah, that was a good job to feed him with his lead hand on the inside to give him the opportunity to score that basket.
A lot of different weapons for DasCHE. They use their bench. And they have used that bench to build a 14-12 lead now. Spartans, though, going to try to get that last shot.
Yeah, this is the patented last 1 minute of every quarter. If Patriots have the ball, they go to their 4 out and just try to dribble it out and let Sansano see if he can create somebody open or create a shot.
And he's the perfect kind of guard that you want in these kind of situations. Yeah. Like you mentioned earlier, Jeremy, he keeps a very low dribble on his drive and keeps his head up, and that allows him to really survey the floor as he's trying to break a defender down.
Yeah, you got to think about 10 seconds, they'll probably get into their motion.
He's working one-on-one against Jackson. Gets it over to Shot.
Time winding down.
Sansano steps through the defense, puts it up and in at the buzzer.
Is there anybody you'd rather have the ball in their hands than Brady Sansano?
And he did an excellent job putting that in, and that's going to do it after 8 minutes. We have a tie ball game. Patriots 14, Spartans 14.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, so we end this first quarter the same way we started the game, all knotted up. And we had mentioned earlier, you know, they played at regionals at the Big South. They played for third place after DasCHE. You know, DasCHE lost to MHEA in that semifinal, and San Antonio lost to HSAA in that semifinal. And during their matchup, they ended up going to overtime. DasCHE ended up winning it late in overtime. So, you know, they know each other well. That probably wasn't the first time they've played each other. So I would expect a close game throughout because they know each other's tendencies. And, you know, I think it's going to come down to who's going to hit their outside shots. You know, Jaden Como has kind of started the game well for DasCHE here to let the inside presence be known. And the same thing with Babcock. You know, he's a presence down low as well for them.
A couple of statistics to watch. It was really important in that last game we saw. But right now, DasCHE is winning the rebound battle 6-4, and the turnover battle, they only have 3, while the Patriots have 4. So we'll keep an eye on that. Nick Fairley helping us out with the stats over here. We appreciate that. But these two teams, like you said, pretty evenly matched. Battle of Texas, so to speak. And even though they are near each other, I think I was talking with Jeff earlier today, Cannon, and he was saying that he doesn't know how, but they only played each other that one time this year. They played in the past, but and my understanding is we used to know these the San Antonio as Feast. Is that correct?
Correct. So Feast is the historic program out of San Antonio, and they made a decision where they separated the academics from the sports organization. So
right.
Instead of Feast is now the academic organization, and San Antonio Patriots are the athletic organization.
I kind of like it, and I know you can't because a lot of cities have multiple teams, homeschool teams, but I think it's great when you just we're the San Antonio team, or you know, we're the Dallas team, or adds a little bit of fun regionally.
Yeah, in homeschool sports, it's rare that you find one team in one town. Hence, Houston, Texas.
There's quite a few down there. I mean, similar to Dallas, though, there's quite a few Dallas programs.
Correct. Dallas has quite a few. You'll see that in those big cities.
Sansano for 3, no good. Offensive rebound tipped around by Babcock. He gets it back and puts it in.
Man, he's got a good second hop there. I've seen him this week multiple times be able to grab a rebound after a second jump.
And Sansano stole that, but not before it was stolen back by O'Grady and then thrown out of bounds off of Shot to keep possession for the Spartans.
Sometimes you live with those errors sometimes, don't you, Jeremy? And you got a player that just like is so aggressive that sometimes he's going to turn it over just because he plays at such a fast pace.
Right. He does a really good job of reading the offensive player's eyes, and that's how he was able to get that steal a while ago.
And Tristan Clark knifes through the defense. He gets his second basket.
Well, we expected a close one, and we're all knotted up.
In the corner, wide open for three. No good. That was short from Jonathan Smith. Caleb Jackson quickly back the other way, spins to his left, flips it off the backboard with a tough degree of difficulty.
Had I not seen him play last night, I would have thought that was not going to go in, but he hit some wild shots.
Had I not seen him play last night, I would have said that was a bad shot.
Right.
But I've seen him make that.
More than once in that game last night alone.
That's what some of that athleticism buys you, the ability to hit shots like that.
Yeah, athleticism, the length.
Wow, what a feed from Sansano. Denied at the rim by Como. Then Sansano cannot get the second attempt. He's got a three-pointer in the corner this time. That's no good. And the rebound is secured by O'Grady.
That was a great block by Como. Babcock had the ball 2 feet from the basket, and when he went up, Como just flew up above him and knocked it out of his hand.
Clark with the hesitation, but the referees will say he shuffled his feet.
Yeah, Como did a really good job of timing that jump, and Babcock didn't think he could jump with him.
Yeah. We've yet to see Sansano get in the scoring column. You know that's going to change. He runs things so well for their offense.
And that's going to be a timeout by San Antonio. It's a full timeout. And we've got 5:35 left in this game. Spartans lead 18-16. Want to thank you if you're joining us from Dallas, Texas, or San Antonio, or anywhere else that's not Texas. It's been really great to be here in Drury this week, in Ozark, and everywhere else around Springfield. And want to remind you that coming up next is the other half of this boys semifinal, which is going to be MHEA out of Memphis, the three-time defending champs, and the hometown crew, the Springfield Rush, who won a barn burner against Tennessee Heat last night.
It's fun to see some of these new teams making their way deeper into this tournament on both sides of the ball. And the Rush, I mean, they've been here. I haven't been involved with homeschool as long as you guys have, but they always seem to be around, but never quite got over that hump, and now they finally made it to the Final Four. Got to be an exciting time for them, although, man, what a task taking on the three-time defending champs.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall task, but, you know, Joe Graves is their anchor in the middle, and he's had a really good tournament as he's been dominating in the post, rebounding and scoring, and been really doing a lot of things well. Their point guard, Garrett Rudy, has played really well throughout this tournament, so it's going to be an interesting matchup. But before we get to that one, and this game might have something to say about the start time of that next one.
Yep. Are we headed for another buzzer beater? I mean, Paul's here. It seems to happen when he's around.
I sure hope so, especially because we don't have to worry about how late tonight goes. That last game is supposed to be an 8:30 tip instead of 9:30, so that buys us a little time. Speaking of which, we also have the all-region honors here at Drury as Babcock puts another one in.
That was a great find by Kidney as he got the ball at the high post. And San Antonio's offense runs that a lot. There's another difficulty shot there made by Caleb Jackson. But San Antonio's offense is a lot of high post with one of their big men and the other big man diving back door, and they get a lot of easy buckets that way.
And that was 6 points now for Jackson.
Yeah, the Patriots have made a couple passes. I don't know how they got it through the traffic.
Sansano no good for three, and we're going to have a foul on the rebound.
I believe that's going to be Caleb Jackson.
Yep, they called that on Jackson, and that is his first. Just the second foul for the DasCHE Spartans. Only two for San Antonio as well, so fouls haven't really been a factor so far in this game.
No, with the both teams play very disciplined and up-tempo, so I wouldn't imagine a lot of fouls in this game unless it gets to that point late in the fourth, and they have to.
See if the Patriots can get an easy look here. They haven't really had anything easy tonight.
Sansano on the drive, spins inside, flips it up just off the front of the rim. He did everything except finish.
How did he squeeze through the defenders?
Meanwhile, back the other way, Caleb Jackson draws a lot of attention, which leaves an open Hedquist. Offensive rebound, Devon Smith puts it up and in.
Wow, Smith just ripped that ball away from Babcock. Babcock had good position, and Smith just flew in there out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he was able to finish through both Babcock and Kidney, and that was a tough shot.
Inside, Kidney. Devon Smith gets in there, and that's a jump ball.
Smith with back-to-back good plays on both ends of the court. We know that he can score. The senior's an All-American. But, boy, that time just being real aggressive on the one end. He ripped that rebound away from Babcock, and then down at this end, he tied up Kidney.
On the inbound shot, pump fake. Rises up, no good. Good box out by Hedquist. Dash heading quickly the other way, up ahead to Smith. He's working against Kidney. Puts it up and in.
Wow. Smith has just grabbed these last couple minutes and said, mine. What a job.
A foul called by Clark on the inbounds.
And if you're the coach of Dash there, you don't necessarily like that foul as it's 94 feet from your basket.
Sometimes we get deliveries here. I know when Jay Billis ever goes to Rupp Arena, they always bring him ice cream cones. Now, the concessions haven't been open here, but what a great delivery there. Oh, three.
Speaking of great deliveries, that was Sansano delivering a three-pointer for the Patriots.
That was Garrett Babcock with the three.
Oh, okay, thank you.
With the assist from Sansano, though, but another finish by Caleb Jackson.
Boy, he finishes so many shots that you don't think he will, doesn't he, Jeremy?
He does, and he finishes left or right. He likes to drive left. He's got that long wingspan that he reaches out that you can't block, and he can finish with both hands. That makes him a tough guy to defend.
That shot was denied by Hedquist, and then Shot's going to get the foul going the other way.
Yeah, frustration there. I wonder, does the Dash coach, like at some point, Nate Turner, maybe when Jackson first started playing, he was a lot of the no, but now he's to the point like he's got it. You got to get used to it.
I think the thing that I haven't gotten used to is how far out from the angle he's hitting some of these layups.
Yes.
Typically there's a specific angle you're used to visually seeing whenever he lays it in.
Yep.
But he swings that ball so far out wide and still finds the angle to lay it in.
Oh, pretty dish. That time he didn't have to score.
That was a good finish by Como again.
Como's up to 9 in the game, and that extends the lead to 7 for the Spartans.
Starting to get some separation. Patriots got to be careful here.
Inside, Kidney gets it over to Shot.
You do not want to pick up your dribble.
Nice give and go from Shot to Kidney.
Boy, Kidney having a game. Oh, and then a turnover on Dash.
That's a ill-advised throw there, a little too high for Carson Hedquist. And that foul on San Antonio a while ago was not on Shot. They ended up calling that foul on Jonathan Babcock with the push in the back.
Well, you hate to see that if you're the Patriots. The big man, you can't afford to lose him. He is their presence down low.
Yeah, and you don't like to see your big man giving up cheap fouls like that far away from the basket.
Shot for three, no good. Ball tipped out, ends up in the hands of Sansano, and he floats it up and in.
Well, he is so quick.
That time dives on the floor. Hedquist a deep three. That's no good.
Well, when you're a coach, Jeremy, don't you love having a player that you don't have to worry about? He's never going to stop. That guy is just 100 miles an hour all the time.
Yeah, he gives you all the energy, and when you have a guy like that, he also gives energy to your teammates because they see him diving all over the floor as your leader, then they're going to do the same thing, and it just and that's what's kind of drove him here to be this far. They have a deep team. They play a lot of players, and he's always the leader on the floor, no matter who's out there. And he's done a good job, being the coach's son and the point guard. So we talked about that last night. As being the point guard, put you basically another coach on the floor.
That last foul was on Devon Smith. That was his first foul. Third team foul for Dash. Second free throw no good for Sansano. Jackson quickly the other way. He's going to fire up a three. That's nothing but net.
He is so smooth. Wow.
And he's got now 9 points in this quarter, 11 for the game.
And a steal.
He's got a 2-on-1 with Smith. He's going to pull up a three-pointer. O'Grady gets the offensive rebound. Smith offensive rebound. And DasCHE are going to go to the free throw line. So perhaps an ill-advised three-pointer, but you like the effort, you like the hustle.
Yeah, for sure. You got so many good players. The 3 All-Americans on DasCHE, and we really haven't heard anything from Hedquist, the senior tonight, so much. But Caleb Jackson, Devon Smith, Jaden Como, we've really seen some of their better players really just step up, and they're having big games. And on the other side, Kidney really doing all he can. Babcock's going to have to watch the fouls, but, man, this DasCHE team has multiple weapons that it's tough to guard all of them at once.
Yeah, and Devon Smith, ever since he's come in the game, he's definitely made his presence known as he knocks down that second free throw. And I believe the reason Caleb Jackson pulled up on that three is you've seen him look to his left a little bit, and he's seen Devon Smith running with him, so he knew he had a rebounder if he had to miss. So he figured, why not take a shot, chance at three, knowing that Devon was probably going to be able to get the rebound, which he was.
So San Antonio is going to hold for the final shot of the half. They trail by 6.
The old Patton last minute of each quarter with the ball in Sansano's hands. We've seen what he did at the end of the first quarter. Somehow he created, slipped through 2 defenders, and got a shot off and able to get it to go.
On the drive, Kidney, little runner, good.
Great body control.
He's in double figures. Final seconds of the half. Hedquist, a half-court heave off the front of the rim.
That was close.
You can tell he's comfortable taking those shots. And after 16 minutes of play, that's going to do it in this boys' national semifinal. Heading into the second half, the DasCHE Spartans hold on to a 32-28 lead. Second half action and another game to come after this.
When my body needs relief, I real-time it. I'd like to introduce you to my knockout pain formula, real-time pain relief. Its soothing lotion is rich in nature's ingredients and helps me manage discomfort day or night. And it smells great too. From muscle strains to soreness to simple back aches and arthritis. Real-time it and knock out your pain. It works for me and it will work for you. Real-time pain relief, it's a knockout.
Welcome back to the campus of Drury University here in Springfield, Missouri, as we are set underway for some second half action of this boys national semifinal between the DasCHE Spartans and the San Antonio Patriots. My name is Paul Gilmore, joined on the broadcast by Scott Staten and Jeremy Caldwell. In that first half of play, the DasCHE Spartans jumped out to a 32-28 lead. And the Spartans will start with possession.
In that first half, DasCHE Spartans winning some crucial numbers, although now we're all even on turnovers at 6, but they lead the rebounding battle 13-10.
Yeah, these first few minutes here of the third quarter are usually pretty crucial in these basketball games and these tight contested games.
There's a three. That was number 15, Tristan Clark.
It's the second three of the game.
He's up to 8 points on the game. Leading scorers in that first half for San Antonio, Babcock had 11, Kidney with 10. Meanwhile, Caleb Jackson had 11 and Como ended with 9.
Both teams doing a really good job of spreading the scoring around, utilizing multiple people.
Sansano a little too strong off the glass. Offensive rebound controlled by Kidney and last touched by Como. Looks like he might have landed on the ball as it fell out of bounds, so that never feels great, but possession will stay with San Antonio.
Only thing that feels worse than that is when your foot lands on the ball. That's an easy way to twist your ankle.
On the inbound, Sansano gets it out top to shot. Gym is starting to fill up here at Drury. It's been a great crowd all week long, and expect the same for the next one. MHEA always brings a big crowd, as well as Springfield Rush, the hometown team. That jumper is good for Sansano, but lots of energy as these teams are playing with the undisputed on the line. Clark, another three. Yes!
Wow. Another pretty stroke. They've got so many different guys that can shoot right now.
So Clark has 11, Jackson with 11, Como with 9. They've got so many ways they can hurt you.
4 3-pointers, 5 3-pointers already in this game.
Sansano answers the other way. He's now in double figures with 10.
Said that was a 2.
A 2, okay.
It was close to being on the line, but the referee put up 2 fingers.
That shot no good from Jackson. Coming back the other way. 6-point deficit for the Patriots.
It's always good to see when you look in the stands and these different teams, how they bring different themes every week, every game. And that's Kidney with another basket inside the paint.
Three-pointer on the way, Como, and it's starting to rain inside the gym. It's been raining all day here in Springfield. Had some thunder on some of the earlier games, and DasCHE are bringing the rain here in this third quarter.
Well, we had lightning earlier in the week with the HHBA team out of Virginia, and so it just seemed right we would get something later on.
Shot answers with the three. As long as we don't have any team that's themed the tornadoes, I think we'll be okay.
Didn't we used to have one of those?
I think we did, actually.
I know there's a team.
Was it Weatherford Express?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. There was one of those teams that had a tornado.
Carson Hedquist with the good dive. Yeah, my hometown mascot are the Tornadoes.
Wow.
Sansano. It's been a high-paced back-and-forth affair here in the third quarter, as it is a 43-39 lead for the DasCHE Spartans. 30-second timeout. And in the first less than 3 minutes of play, both these teams are in double figures in this quarter in scoring. It's been a well-shot and well-organized offensive attack for both these teams so far.
Yeah, it's 11-11 scoring here, still a 4-point game. And you're starting to wonder here which team was going to call the timeout, because both teams was just running and gunning, pulling threes and shooting. And coming out of the halftime break, shooting pretty high percentage here. So both teams trying to figure out which adjustments to make. And right now, both teams have made adjustments, but both teams are hitting everything. So they surely didn't cool off at halftime.
Both coaches seemed like they were fine with the pace. Just let them keep going. But finally, one called a timeout.
Yeah, there's no media timeouts here at homeschool basketball. So
we've tried. They won't give them to us.
Jackson nearly had it knocked away. Maybe when we start giving some of those big sponsors. That ball's tipped out of the hands of Clark, but it'll stay with DasCHE Spartans.
Now listen, there would be a disagreement from George Foreman that we don't already have a big sponsor, so we don't want to get George mad. I mean, he's got a history of hitting people.
That is fair. If you get hit, make sure you get some real-time pain relief. Hedquist, up fake.
Great segue.
Second
Babcock.
attempt from Smith, denied by Babcock.
That's what we were talking about earlier. He's done that a couple times where you won't see him, and all of a sudden he just comes flying up.
He's got those quick jumps.
Yeah. He'll be behind some of the bigger players and then just out-jump them.
Don't know how he saw Babcock down there, but he did. And Jonathan Babcock gets in the scorebook for the second half. Jackson with a nice hesitation. No good, but he's going to be fouled.
Jackson's got a burst of speed. When he hits that second level of speed, there are not a lot of players that are going to be able to stick with him.
That foul was on Babcock. It's his second foul.
Yeah, and the other thing with Caleb Jackson, because of that hesitation move that he does, and then the quick dribble off the ball, you don't know which way he's going because he can go left or right and finish with both hands. So it kind of keeps a defender off balance because you can't really commit one or the other. If not, he's going to put you on skates.
He connects on both free throws.
Just a solid game being played as usual by Jackson.
Back to a 4-point game, what it was at halftime.
Babcock does a good job in that high post of surveying the entire offense. This time as a cutter, he goes up, and that's going to be knocked away.
Yeah, I think Jaden Como did a good job of getting his hand in on the ball on his way up.
Yeah, Babcock had position there, but
Devon Smith drops it off for Como, who got bumped on the shot.
I believe they're gonna get Brady Sensano on that, and they are.
They do. He was a little incredulous on the call. He looking back at his dad, who's also the coach, like, I don't know what that was, but the referee did notice that there was some contact as Como went up for the shot. No good on the first free throw.
Yeah, Como was a big part of their win last night over the Tennessee Heat, as he had a key block late in the last couple of possessions that kind of sealed that win for them.
Misses both.
Babcock skying up for another rebound.
Sensano setting up the defense, or excuse me, setting up the offense, surveying the defense. Works it inside to Kidney. Good defense from Caleb Jackson, and that forces a turnover as on the spin, shuffled his pivot foot.
Yeah, it was close, but it looked like he slid just a bit. And I've been really impressed with the Patriots' ability to make some of those interior passes. They're finding people, and I don't know how the ball gets to them, but they've done that throughout this whole game. And if they can continue to, they can attack that Spartans defense in the paint.
Yeah, and if you're the Patriots players, you definitely got to be ready because you don't know where the pass is coming from. You just know at some point he's going to make it through there.
Up ahead to Sensano. In the corner, shot for three. No good. Offensive rebound, tipped around, ends up in the hands of Devon Smith, who somehow ripped it away from Babcock. And then we've got Garrett Babcock is going to be called for the foul.
Boy, I love to see the battle between Babcock and Smith. They are just going to war in the paint. When there's a shot that is missed, those two are going at it.
Yeah, they called Cade Walker for the hook.
They called the foul on Walker.
Yeah, whenever he got the rebound, he hooked the bow shot, I believe, to take off.
The official nearest us, I mean, immediately. There was no question in her mind.
Inside to Kidney. Patriots like working this high post offense. Inside-outside game. Both the Babcocks and Kidney will work that high post.
Yeah, and all three of them do a really good job because of their size and their height. They keep the ball high with both hands on it.
Sensano with the extra step as he worked his way into the paint. He's been really good about knifing through the defense, but Spartans have also done a good job about just kind of backing up and staying straight up, and it's caused some awkward possessions for San Antonio.
Yeah, he got hung up in the air, and he definitely bounced on his foot a couple times.
Caleb Jackson swings it to the left, rolls off the back of the rim. So offense has kind of slowed down after a flurry to start the third quarter. It's been a little bit more of a slog since then. Spartans still hold a 4-point lead.
Yeah, we've been stuck 45-41 for about 2.5 minutes now, as we've had a few turnovers on both sides of the floor. Still not many fouls.
Kidney. Babcock will shoot a 3, and that's good.
What a luxury when you got a stretch like that. He can bang down low, but then he can get out top and drain the three-pointer.
He now has 16 in this ball game. Hedquist for 3, no good. Bobby Davis gets in there, gets it over to Como, who puts it in.
Como so active tonight. Double digits now. I believe he's got 14, according to my count.
And Davis is going to count that as his assist in the scorebook.
For sure.
Secures the defensive rebound quickly the other way. Jackson, behind the back move. 360, spins. Cannot put it in.
Called him for the charge, too.
I got to tell you, I don't know if I've seen these degree of difficulty shots that Jackson has put up in this tournament. And he's capable of making those, but that particular shot, I don't know if I've seen a shot like that at Nationals before.
Yeah, and not to question the call, but maybe the official hadn't either. And at some point, sometimes when those things happen, you think there's no way that happened. You know, something was wrong. And, yeah, he got called for the charge, and the second foul puts him over on the bench.
And also, he's only a sophomore. So he's got about 2 more years that we're going to see him. And here we are, close to the 1 minute mark at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of Jacksons at the NCHBC in the coming years. He's the oldest of 10.
Oh, my goodness.
He's got 6 other siblings playing in the NCHBC, the tournament at Nationals this week.
Kidney inadvertently got poked in the eye, and he's trying to shake it off, and so his coach calls a timeout.
I think Coach Sansano is trying to figure out if he had to call a timeout or if that's an official's timeout.
They're going to talk it over. Yeah, Kidney immediately, when he went across the lane, it was inadvertent, but a hand looked like it poked him right in the eye, and I think it might have knocked his contact lens out.
The officials got together and said it's going to be their timeout, keep the players on the floor, so they're not going to charge San Antonio with a timeout.
I think that's the right call.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah, the officials saw that he got poked in the eye, but at that time it wasn't necessarily affecting what they were trying to do on offense until he went over towards the bench, and Coach Sansano said, look, I'm playing 4-on-5 here. What do you want me to do? And so the officials blew the whistle, and I think correctly took an official timeout. You don't want to punish San Antonio for his player getting poked in the eye.
And a smart move by the coach, because had he not asked, they probably would have just let it go as his timeout, but they get together and make the right call.
And then he goes to check the scorebook and ask how many he has left. So very savvy move from Coach Sansano.
Is it just me, guys? Or, I mean, it doesn't feel like a three-point game. The Patriots just keep hanging around. Like, it seemed like the Spartans had control, but they're right in this thing.
And that's why they're so dangerous. Part of why they're so dangerous is their ability to hang around and stay in these games. Under a minute to play in the third quarter, it is still a one-possession game.
And as we said, they've won the close ones so far in this tournament.
Up and under from Como is no good. And once again, Jeremy, like you mentioned, that patented last possession offense to end the quarter.
Yep, the ball in Brady's hands. He dribbles to the corner, sets up the offense. They basically go 4 corners with a high post player. And usually they'll try to dribble around till about 10 seconds. San Antonio still dribbling it out as DasCHE backs up.
Babcock comes to set the screen. Over to Shot. Back up to Sansano for 3. No good. That would have tied the game. Quickly back the other way. O'Grady at the buzzer. No good. So we head into the final period. 8 minutes to go to determine who will play in the Undisputed National Championship. As it currently stands, the DasCHE Spartans lead 47-44 over San Antonio. Make sure you stick with us for the last quarter and the game to come to figure out our games tomorrow. We'll take a quick intermission and be back right after this. Welcome back to Drury University. 8 minutes to play to determine our team playing on one side of the Undisputed National Championship.
Yeah,
MHGA fans starting to stream in for the next game.
Yeah, as the MHGA fans filter in, you can see it's Pajama Day, must be for their theme of the day. And speaking of pajamas, you know, down there in Texas, one of the big hot topics is Buc-ee's gas station / food center. And I don't know if you noticed before in the first half, they had 2 Buc-ee onesies walk behind the benches. So Texas bringing Buc-ee's to Missouri.
Well, it is an all-Texas affair tonight, so it just makes sense.
Well, as a matter of fact, 3 of the 4, as Bobby Davis puts it in, 3 of the 4 teams playing for the Undisputed are from the Big South. And so they've had a strong showing at this tournament. You'll see a lot of them tomorrow in the Undisputeds here on Drury. Meanwhile, these 2 Big South teams looking to see who's going to play in that Undisputed.
Such a tough region. Statistics have evened out. The rebounding margin is now just 1 in favor of DasCHE, but both teams with 8 turnovers, so it makes sense it's such a close game.
And that's a couple of quick turnovers to start the 4th quarter as Devon Smith steps through the defense and puts it in. Quick 4-0 run for DasCHE to extend that lead back to 7.
Yeah, uncharacteristic by San Antonio to come out of the break with two straight turnovers to start this quarter.
And now the margin's 10-8. That's the difference on the turnovers.
DasCHE have also done a lot better job of, on the defense, swarming the ball once it gets into the paint. And Coach Sensano wants to take a moment to talk about that, as he did not like what he sees. He'll take a full timeout. 6:39 left to go. And Jeremy, if you're the coach for San Antonio, if you're Coach Sensano in this situation, you saw the team come out with a couple turnovers, a couple of lazy passes, 4-0, extend the lead. How do you get your guys back into the mindset and into the correct path for this game?
Well, you got to settle them down a little bit. They looked a little discombobulated on that last possession as they tried to go to the high post, but they had 3 guys on one side. They almost ran into each other. They just need to space it back out like they were doing the whole first 3 quarters and go back to your high post game and let Bobcat survey the floor and see if he can find that open guy and see if they can get a couple easy buckets. But defensively, you know, those turnovers have caused the easy runouts by DasCHE, and that's what's led to the 4-0 run here to start the quarter.
Got to find some offense. You can't go the rest of this quarter struggling this much.
Babcock, nice looking jumper. That's one way to get it.
Yep.
He's up to 18 in the game now to lead the Patriots.
Such a solid player for them.
And that was Sensano diving on the floor. And it's going to be a traveling violation. Looks like he went from laying prone to sitting upright, and I think that was what the traveling was.
Well, you would I love his hustle. There's no way to not love that. But that time, I don't know that he had to dive so much. He might have been able to just grab it and turn around.
Well, his teammate was right there about to pick it up when he dove for it.
And on the inbounds, Sensano reads that pass over the top, plays it in and 1. That's going to be the 2nd foul on Walker. Sensano's got an opportunity to continue to cut into this lead.
Man, what a motor. Could have been frustrated, could have pouted after not getting the call there, and boy, he just goes on to the next play, rips that one away, and comes up with a chance for a 3-point play. And suddenly, guys, where they hadn't scored at all, they can cut this thing down to 2.
He's had a couple of plays this tournament like that where he's been so heads up and savvy about those balls that are going to be coming over the top.
Yep.
And he's just intercepted that path. And he's been getting a couple of steals just simply off of those reads. And then on the offensive side, he's really good too about not picking it up right at the half-court line. He'll let the ball drop into the backcourt and then pick it up on offense.
He does a really good job of setting up the guys on those inbound plays, thinking they can throw it over the top, and he just cuts behind them and gets the steal, because more times than not, that offensive guy lets the ball bounce.
So not only a high motor, but high basketball IQ as well.
Yes.
And that's an excellent combination to have, along with his dribbling skills and everything else that he provides as leadership for these Patriots.
Yeah, if you're going to play him, you can't have an inkling of wanting to take a play off, because this guy doesn't take a second off.
Good shot for Kidney. That does not fall. Bobby Davis gets the rebound. Devon Smith, nice feed inside, and that's an and 1 as Como drops it in.
Yeah, he powered that one through, and we've seen a couple times now where the Spartans have gotten the ball down low in the paint, and they just are able to muscle it in through the players on the Patriots. Very strong offensive board work.
Yeah, Jaden Como is having an excellent game here. He scored in every quarter. He's made an impact down low, offensively and defensively, and he just drew the third foul on Jonathan Babcock on that end one here. Let's see if he can complete the three-point play and extend the lead to 5.
He does.
That's a great answer after Cinsano did the same for his team. Looked like Kidney's out of the game. He got out with that poke in the eye, and he just ran down the tunnel. We'll see if he'll come back.
Babcock hits the deep 3 right in front of Como. And
we're
he's
back
now
to 2.
at 21.
That's going to be a...
And they called the timeout first.
Boy, he almost fell in bounds, didn't he?
He did. He stepped in and stepped back out and looked at the referee, but luckily the referee closer to the dash bench was giving him the timeout as he stepped in. And thankful for Coach Turner there to stop that turnover, because that could have been huge if he'd have turned that over and San Antonio come out and score on that and could have flipped this game.
2-point game with 5 minutes to go. Boy, I don't think we could script it any better than this. It's what you look for. You got to wonder, too, we talked about the Patriots have had all close games here the last 2 days, and so this is nothing new for them. Meanwhile, the Spartans, they were in a pretty close one last night, ended up winning by 5, but their win 2 days ago was a big 28-point win. So you got to wonder if maybe that'll play in and start to get into their heads if it stays close like this, and the Patriots feeling comfortable because of their path here so far.
Yeah, the further you get into these kind of tournaments, you certainly are factoring in that option where you have one team has played a lot, and you have, one team that you've pretty much played the same amount of games, but the type of games you play does matter. Jackson with that big sweep and hook puts it in. He was kind of quiet in the third quarter, but that basket gives him 15 for the game.
He can elevate so high and then just knows how to use the glass. Like we talked about that earlier in the week. It used to be a lost art, but man, he knows how to use that backboard.
Babcock might have been blocked from behind by Como. He at least affected the shot. Meanwhile, Devon Smith quickly the other way and one.
I like my odds if one of the Spartan players gets the ball within a couple feet of the basket. They just know how to play through contact. They know how to use the backboard. And once again, that was Smith.
And on that foul call, Beauchamp vehemently denied that he fouled the player, but ultimately the referees did a good job of calmly explaining, yes, you did make contact, and went over to the score table, and we continue play.
Still counts as one, right? It bounces high off of the rim and drops through the bucket.
So that's a extension to 7 here on the lead. A missed shot by Cinsano. And if you're San Antonio, you got to be careful here.
In the corner, a 3 for Como.
Danger territory.
He has 20 in the game.
This is danger zone, man. The Patriots have got to be careful here. That lead up to double digits now.
Cinsano quickly denied by Como. Now going back the other way. Jackson has it a 4-on-1 behind the back. Hedquist for 3. Oh, that would have brought the house down.
Yes,
Devon Smith gets the offensive rebound. Back in the corner. Hedquist thought about it. Wisely gets it back out to Jackson, and the Spartans will reset. They lead by 9 as we approach 3.5 minutes left in the game. Cinsano went for the quick reach in. No good. Como, no. Offensive rebound almost controlled by Davis.
Yeah, what a game Jaden Como's having. He's hitting inside, outside, defensive rebound, blocking shots. They're just anything he hasn't done in this game.
Oh, Babcock, you don't see that often. He missed everything that time.
Yeah, rare misfire from Babcock. He has been money in this game. And substitution as Sam Yin checks in for San Antonio.
Dash has had an answer every time the Patriots get it close. Spartans go on a little run to push them further away, and now starting to look at the clock and wonder how much of that is on the mind of the Patriots.
Yeah, the clock is definitely going to start playing a factor here as we're at 3 minutes to go.
And that time, nice feed underneath to Caleb Jackson. And the Spartans are starting to pull away.
Good timeout.
Yeah, Jaden Como's got 20 for DasCHE, and Caleb Jackson's got 17. So of their 63 points, 37 are coming from those two guys, and they've just been outstanding in this game, offensively, defensively. More so Jaden Como on the defensive side. I mean, he's really had to battle with Jonathan Babcock. You know, Babcock sitting here with, 16 points himself. So it's been a battle of the bigs, but the difference maker has been Caleb Jackson, able to create his own shot in them crazy finishes with that wide wingspan that he has.
And a lot of those for DasCHE, 9 of their 20 are offensive boards.
Work the ball inside. Babcock spins to his left, spins back right. No good. A little too strong.
Yeah, if you're San Antonio here, you can't have any more empty possessions offensively.
Jackson on the drive. No good. Got to get some points in a hurry. On top of some stops, Sensano rolls out.
Good
Offensive
follow.
Rebound good for both shot.
Good follow. And I'm kind of surprised that the DasCHE shot that ball so quickly that last possession. They're up 9, and really the clock is their biggest friend right now.
Right.
Devon Smith, inside post, gets his own rebound, puts it up and in.
Man, they're almost unstoppable down there. Once they get it within a couple feet of the basket, it's going in.
That time Sensano no good.
Looks like he's trying to force things now, and that's when you can tell it's starting to get on their minds that we might not have enough time to do this. I got to do something crazy.
Sensano nearly tipped it away from Jackson.
Boy, DasCHE isn't going to take the air out at all.
No, Como on the drive that time.
And I like to see that. If you got this lead by playing a certain way, there's no sense in changing the way you play here late in the game.
Yep.
Oh, great pass by Sensano. Babcock unable to corral it. Went right through his hands out of bounds. That could have been a probably dunk here and maybe got some life back in this Patriots offense. But once again, another turnover.
Yeah,
that empty possession.
That one was uncharacteristic.
Turnover going the other way. Patriots have the number. Sensano. Step back three-pointer, no good. Rebound over the top. Ends up in the hands of Jonathan Babcock. And he's now up to 23.
Well, he's still upset about missing that last pass. He was able to come back and score anyway.
Hedquist floats it up and in.
And you can start to feel it. 13 points in 56 seconds. It is going to take some kind of a run here this last minute if the Patriots are going to be able to advance. And DasCHE Spartans, you can see why they've won 36 games this year. They've got 4 different guys, it looks like, with some pretty hefty point totals, and just been able to control the boards. They've won the rebounding battle. They've caused some turnovers, and just been super impressed with the way that they just are able to get, when the ball is in the paint, they're going to score it. And they just know how to get the ball in the bucket.
So 56.3 seconds to go. Want to remind you, coming up next, the MHGA Eagles will take on Springfield Rush on the other side of this boys' national semifinal. And then after that, we will have an award ceremony for the all-region players and the Sullivan Award winners. We saw Maddie Herda earlier, and we're about to see Andrew Thomas next, our 2 returning national players of the year.
Yeah, Herda got eliminated. Will Thomas be able to march back to the championship game for the 4th straight time? We'll have to see.
And that ball is tipped away from Jackson.
Yeah, coming out of that timeout, San Antonio coach emptied his bench. And we were talking about points a while ago, how well that DasCHE is spreading it around. Jaden Como has 22. Caleb Jackson has 17. Tristan Clark has 11. And Devon Smith has 12. So they have 4 guys in double figures.
Yeah, that's
tough to beat when they're when you play against somebody that spreads the ball around that much.
And DasCHE had an opportunity also to put in their substitutes. So into the game, the ball comes into Deuce Taylor. Also checked in was Moses Abudo, the freshman. Cade Walker came back in, as did Miles Jackson, another freshman, and Caleb Hernandez.
And the point leader for San Antonio is Jonathan Babcock, 17, Brady Sassano, 14, and Micah Kidney, 12.
Cody Coronado also had checked in for the Patriots, as did Tyler Carusella. So your final score of the boys 18 and under national semifinal, the DasCHE Spartans march on for an opportunity with the rematch of the Big South Regional against possibly MHEA. Springfield obviously looking to reach their first undisputed as well. So in the final of this game, the Spartans won 69-56 against the San Antonio Patriots. On behalf of Jeremy Caldwell and Scott Staten, my name is Paul Gilmore. Thank you for joining us on this game. Coming up next, MHEA at Springfield Rush.